Hello there, and welcome back to the afternoon edition here of the Transfer Deadline Day special. I'm Carl, and right next to me is my host Stefan. Stefan, let's go to some big breaking news that happened the last few minutes ago. AC Milan have decided not to proceed a move for Crystal Palace John Philippe Mateta, according to Sky Italy. That what we have been told was the fact is he looked like he's failed his medical.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen if Juventus will make a move for him in the final hours of window. That is big news. I think now, Stefan, he's got a lot to. If he's still at Crystal Palace by the end of the day, he's got a lot to repair his relationship with the fans.
In terms of with the fans, it sounds a bit like the Isak situation of summer time. Because Crystal Palace fans, I think we will forgive him over time, but it is going to take a fair whack to repair the sort of damage that's already been done. Because don't forget, if he passed his medical and was on his way to Italy right now, that would have been Mateta, Gehi, Eze, all sold it within 2 windows.
Yeah.
The spine of the Crystal Palace team has been ripped out, and it still could be ripped out depending on what Juventus decide to do.
Exactly. And where does that mean for Adam Armstrong, who's going to go on a permanent to Rose, and Jakob Strand Larsen, who's going to go to Crystal Palace? That's going to have a domino effect now.
Yes. Well, apparently the paperwork for Strand Larsen's already done. We're just waiting for it, or it's in the very, very final stages, and they're just waiting to get that one over the line and announce it. But for Adam Armstrong going to Wolves along with Angel Gomez, that one could be in the mire.
Yeah, I think because of the replacement, I think the Strand Larsen deal could be a fact because he was supposed to be the replacement. Yep. Mm-hmm. So that could, even though the paperwork's done, that paper could still be can be ripped up altogether.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to see what's going to happen.
That's a domino effect, folks, of transfer deadline day. All the dominoes are starting to fall now.
It is. And we also got some news before we were off the air about James Wilson. So now Spurs are now linked with him. Yes. And he's going more fit into the under 21 squad. But I don't see him going down to London to play for under 21 squad. I think it will break his career.
Well, I do too, but you never know the mind of a footballer. You just never know.
Especially a player like a young 18-year-old like him. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the money alone is going to be a factor, obviously, compared to what you earn up here in Scotland, even if you are top of the league. It's a bit of a quagmire.
Well, I was speaking to my friends Andrew Rogers and Andy Walker in our group chat with Douglas, and we said it. Andrew Rogers said it's a super move. Andy Rogers says it's a super move in his eyes right through. He says it's better for learning from Braga and Shanklin in training and getting a local Scottish law move, but it is.
I would potentially. I wouldn't potentially. I would agree with that as well.
Yeah, because
stupid move. Because you're 18, you're going to be in the under 21s, but by the time you break through into the Spurs team, it could be a couple of years.
Yeah.
And like I said, if he goes down to Arsenal, that's just a shit show of a move, to be honest, because he's not going to get any game time. He's just going to sit on the bench or again be landed with a spot in the under 21 squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's why Hearts have got a cooperation agreement with St. Johnson, Montreal Spartans. It's going to be interesting if he goes to St. Johnson. How will that be the right move for him? Especially they are challenging.
Not being funny, but with St. Johnson, we all thought we were going to walk the championship, but to my surprise, they're not. Partick Thistle's only 2 points behind. and they drew on Friday night between each other. It was a 2-2 draw, so
Yeah, it
that
was.
league's not over and done yet, not by a long shot.
Aye.
So I mean, it depends. Personally, he's 18, right? So he could easily go to Spartans, have some game experience down there, come back to Hearts, and if you still want to loan him out, you could loan him out to another club.
Yeah, it could be one way or the other. I've just
I
got
mean,
some news from Rob Dossett about the Mateta deal. So where that leaves me from for Strand Larson and Armstrong. So at the moment, our source is saying Pars is still going ahead with Strand Larson and was I proceed with their move for Armstrong, but let's wait to see how this development changes things. It's going to be fascinating.
I would agree, really, because this is where, as I said, the dominoes are going to start to fall. The next couple of hours are going to be very, very interesting. I'm just gutted. I've got to go to work today. What got to do my duties, and then.
Yeah, I know.
But by the time I come back, there should be a solution to the Mateta move.
Yep. Well, I've just got some big news from Sunderland actually about 30 minutes
Yep,
ago.
they've
Sunderland
made
have
a signing
agreed.
as well.
Yep, Sunderland have agreed for deal with Anderlecht for winger Nilson Agulo. The Ecuador international will sign for £50 million plus 2.5 million in add-ons. He will replace Samuel de Green, who's
Yeah,
on his way to Monaco, but the Ecuador international is having his medical overseas with that one. And actually, I've got some other big
and
news.
I've got some championship news.
That's why I was coming up to some news from Sheffield United. They
Yes,
have agreed to the closing on midfielder Joel
this is
Roth on a
big.
permanent deal. And also, big news, Calvin Phillips is closing on a deal that he's going to be joining Sheffield United on loan for the remainder of the season.
Wow, wow. Considering he was only on loan at the Tractor Boys, Ipswich Town, he was technically still a Man City player. So Man City have decided to loan. I'll repeat this, folks, for all you Sheffield United fans out there. Kelvin Phillips is coming your way for the remainder of the season. But will that be enough to get you a top 6 place? I don't know.
It's interesting that
Time will tell.
yeah, from some Calvin Phillips is going to reunite
Especially
not with
with
Joel Rothwell, but Patrick Bamford as well. So at least connection is there.
especially
So
with Calvin's disciplinary record too.
I think Calvin's right. I think it's not his disciplinary. I think it's just his fitness has been the issue. I think the way Pep, throw him under the bus in a way after the way he came back when he claimed that he was overweight and stuff. And Calvin's listen. I know he's disciplinary. We can question it a little bit, but he hasn't been that bad. But I think he was. I think because the moves to West Ham and to Ipswich Town on loan the last couple of years has not been good for him. And Man City will still pay the bulk of his salary because I think he's going into his last year of his contract. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because, like I said, what 5 years ago, he was England's Player of the Year for England national team. So it's sad to see the decline that that he's going through. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Yeah, just as today, the Guardian newspaper in Britain said the players moved from Leeds to Man City go down as one of the worst, most ruinous ever made the transfer deal. So yeah, I think Calvin, I think he's declined a bit. I don't think he's that Premier League player that he used to be. I think him going to Sheffield United will probably be good to rejuvenate his career. And I think he needed to move back to Yorkshire. I think that's what's been he really, yeah.
And also, folks, some big managerial news that we reported in the last hour of Ismail leaving Blackburn Rovers, but there's a couple of successors in the frame. Are you ready for this?
Go ahead. Let's give the names out.
There is Tony Mowbray and Slavan Bilic.
Yep, that's some good, decent manager shots that could be good for a team like Blackburn. could work.
It could work, but like you said, it's a bit of a poison chalice. I mean, who would want to take over? That's the thing.
Yeah,
That is the thing.
that's
Not being
absolutely,
not
yeah.
being horrible or nasty to Blackburn supporters at all, but realistically, who would want to take over your club?
There's some also news from Bristol City that they announced the departure of Fali Malalu, who just is joined Ace FC Akura in the Portuguese club. He's the brother of the PSG player Seni, who's becoming a bit one of the key best young players in France. His younger brother is now his older brother. He's the older brother of Seni Malu. Yeah, and he was on the Bristol City's books for 2 years, but he's only played 28 games. So he's now gone to Portugal, and yeah. But the news is John Philippe Mateta moved to AC Milan is off. It's now off, and also Sammy Mokabel from BBC Sport, he's saying Crystal Palace are now showing a late interest for Everton winger Dwight McNeil, who's been literally moved to Nottingham Forest, but this is now late ongoing now coming up now
Yeah.
from the BBC. So yeah, that's all to play for now, Stefan, completely
Oh,
now.
most definitely, I would agree. It's all to play for. Every single bit is all to play for. And Derek McInnes is just being interviewed in the last few minutes by Sky Sports, obviously to find out if there's going to be any more incomings today.
That's a good question, Stefan. I don't think there will be more incomings today. Maybe one or two outgoings before 11 o'clock. I think we've done a bit of our deals already now. We've got the players that we needed to bring in. So I think we will see what happens. But I think there will be some outgoings that will go to some of our corporation clubs that we have agreements with little clubs. I think that's going to happen. I think we've done our business now, what we needed to cover. So
Yeah, I I think you have done great business.
So
in
here's what Rob Dodson have just said. Strand license completed his medical, but he's not finalized his terms and signed the contract yet.
There's always a sticking point, isn't there? There's always that sticking point.
If Palace have a change hearts and decide that with Mateta returning himself back, they don't need three strikers with him, gets out and Strand Larson, they'll have to pull the plug. What's that saying now? Where does that leave Leeds now in this situation? Can they do a late bid? That's going to be telling now what we've got under the net. Yeah.
What's left? I mean, I'm just waiting on the clock coming round again. 2
So
seconds.
the clock is,
4 hours, 4 minutes, and 4 hours and 4 minutes exactly.
yeah. So
to get a medical done, to get all the paperwork done, to get the fee sorted, it's going to be fucking tight, like.
This is going to be very tight. It's going to be very tight. Yeah, it's going to be very tight. So we found out that Strand Larson has not finalized terms and signed the contract. He has completed his medical, but he's not finalized his terms and signed the contract. This is
and by the way, when I'm at work tonight, I will have my phone on so you can message me any updates. I'll have it on silent.
Well, we will do. Don't you worry about that.
Until I get back on the channel.
Yeah. So no, that is breaking news that we were.
Forest are close to agreeing a deal to sign left back Luka Nelt from Borussia Mönchengladbach as well.
That's what I think Nottingham Forest do need. They need that cover in the left back because, especially now, trying to get out the relegation battle. I think it's huge for them.
George is still having his medical at Everton. We're ahead of a loan. We have proposed obligation to buy if certain conditions are met.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cameron is going to Monaco from Sunderland. Fulham's potential deal to same base for England. Pepe's off. That's just old news. And here comes the breaking news about Mateta now.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's breaking news coming through. It's still the same news. That's not breaking. It broke away 5 minutes ago.
Yep, I've had to. I've been hit that refresh button a couple of times just to, so. Absolutely.
I'm gonna start doing this as well. The race
Yeah.
is on between me and you to see who breaks it.
Well, I don't think it is. I think well, let's see how it goes and who's going to break it first. So, yeah. But in a way, yeah, that's some really interesting news. What's happened, and especially the last hour or so. But the good news is, I have here from Wrexham, Stefan. There is a closer deal now to sign Davis Keller Dunn. The boy's
Yes!
on his way to Wales.
Woohoo!
He's going to undergo his medical finance move. So that deal is close. So that deal should be done before 7 p.m. tonight as well. So
Yahoo!
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know
We,
you're
we've
excited
had
about
a
that one.
we've had a cracking deadline weekend.
Yeah, I think you guys. I think outside the Premier League, I think you guys, along with Birmingham, have had some good deals. Do some good deals actually. So yeah, so Derek McInnes did confirm that there was a conversation with Arsenal yesterday about James Wilson, but there was nothing since.
Yesterday.
And he heard about Tottenham, but Tottenham's had no discussion with Hearts directly. Do we see benefit of good potential if you get some? This is one a little bit left field, so this could go either way with this one as well later on today as well, Stefan. So yeah, this is going to be quite interesting where things are going to pan out today as well. So yeah, so that's all the news we got from Hearts about James Wilson, what Derek McKinsey said, as well. So. So Ivan goes to the Spurs Arsenal, but he'll all be part of the under 21 squad, both of the under 21 squad altogether. But Derek Hayes did say there was conversation, but nothing being since. And same with Tottenham as well. But like I said, potentially, if we were to go to get some risk, but this was a little bit left field because of this situation. Because, as I said, I don't think the under 21 football in England is not good quality compared
No.
Scottish football version. So I just worried about this move. This is very left field.
Yes. Extremely left field. And I am even surprised that Tottenham are trying this out because this is unheard of Tottenham. Normally, if they go for a player on deadline day, it's normally a player with no disrespect to James Wilson, but with a lot more pedigree.
Yeah.
And potential breaking championship news. Norwich are in talks with QPR over the loan deal of Sam Field as well.
I think that will be a good deal for Norwich, the way they've been in good form, and where they beat Coventry last week as well. I think this is probably a good move for him, and especially what Flip Cumont has done for Norwich. I think Norwich are well safe for the relegation zone. I think this is a good deal for Sam Field, for both parties actually with this one.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Clement has done a sterling job at Norwich since he took over.
Yeah. And I think looking at now at the predictions, I think Norwich will survive comfortably. It's the team like we talked about Blackburn with Ishmael leaving the club today. I think Blackburn are in serious trouble with the situation. I really do.
I think Blackburn could be looking at League One football next season. And it pains me to say it, but it's true.
Yeah, it does as well. Everyone, please get involved in the chat as well. Hit that subscribe button and give us questions as well, because like I said, myself and Stefan will be on for at least another hour until Stefan goes to his overall. But he will be back with us around after. I'll be on around 6 p.m. here as well. We'll have Doug and Reece joining us as well. So yes, as I said, it's gonna be this is gonna go either way with today with all the transfer stuff as well. So now
this is when it gets exciting, folks. Trust me.
Yep, a little bit quiet now, but the last hour and a bit it's starting to pick up now. So yeah,
it's definitely going to pick up. There is no doubt about that. 100% it is going to pick up.
Absolutely.
Between now and 7 o'clock this evening.
Yeah. But as it's surprising that with the Mateta deal, we did, and I said this last night, there was going to be complications, and I was proven right. There was going to be complications because of Milan, and this is what AC Milan always does. because
Yep.
especially when it comes to with the buy players, they will send their own doctors out to try to
Uh-huh.
see. And this is the thing that they do in Italian clubs because they don't trust when they look at it they do
They don't trust the English. Yeah.
with the injury. So that's why they've had to have the two medicals, one in London and one in Paris. Now the situation is complicated with Nkunku not with Christopher Nkunku not leaving. It's going to be interesting, and even Reece said to us last night that regardless, he thought Allegri will get his way. I know Allegri will not get his way.
Well, you just never know in football. This is the thing, guys. You just never ever know in football, and it's proven today with the collapse of certainly the Mateta move to AC Milan, but he could still potentially move to Juventus. So you just never know.
You never know. You never know. Absolutely as well. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that on the course of by the deadline time at 7 p.m. tonight as well. But like I said, yes, it's how it's all been confirmed. But we'll keep an eye on as well across the EFL. Some breaking news from Birmingham City: they have completed the signing of Patrick Roberts from Sunderland, who's been on loan at St
Good
Andrews.
news.
And he's signed a deal to the summer of 2028. I think this
Good
is a good
permanent
deal.
move, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good deal as well too. And also Wrexham are close to agreeing £1 million for Sheffield Wednesday. Bailey Cadamatri. It looks like that medical should be hopefully be done by today as well.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I know you had to. I
Come
know
on.
you.
The promotion pushes on, by the way. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
I'm
And
telling you, it's on. They've made a signal of intent, hopefully getting Keeler done through the door, and
absolutely.
Calamadere, and potentially Joe Rothwell from Rangers as well today.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That's going to be interesting with Joffrey because we know he's either been linked to a move to Sheffield United as well. So that's going to be interesting as well. So yeah, it's going to be something.
Don't go to Sheffield, Joe. Come on, come to Wales, pal.
Let's see if you could pull it off today. Anyway, Stefan. So yeah, just to keep an eye on the Scottish Premiership, just confirm that folk at half side midfielder Ben Brogdon on loan for Aston Villa. He's very highly rated at the club at Villa. He's signed up, so Brogdon becomes focused January signing. John McGlynn, said Ben is an attacking midfield player that actually operates off the left and coming inside his right foot. He has been training regularly with Aston Villa's first team, and he comes highly recommended once we start looking at him. You can see he has a class, though. All his experience has mainly been at under 21 level. He's now at the stage he needs the next step in his development. There's loads of talent there. We feel this move could be very good for us. Hopefully, we can get the platform the quality to show the quality that he's got. So, yes, full aside Ben Brogdon for Aston Villa on loan until the end of the season.
Great move for Falkirk as well, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I think, like I said, looking at Livingston and Kilmarnock at the situation, I think this is a very good move for Falkirk, especially they've done well this season as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if they can get close to the top six, finish into the top six.
Teams like Falkirk and your Livingston and your Kilmarnocks have, and your Dundees, sorry, even St Mirren's have the knack of finding these players at Premiership clubs that are not going to get a game into them because they're too young, taking them up for loan experience and developing their talents.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good move for him, and I think, like I said, if Villa have always created good young youth talents there, and I think this is a good move for Ben himself. If he wants to step up to show that, especially like I said, where folk have been, they're now like 5 points ahead of Aberdeen at the moment, and I think that even though they could finish highest fifth at the moment where they are, because like I said, they're only 3 points behind yourselves in Hibs at the moment. So it's all to play. Yeah.
And I I really think that it's going to be close
It's going
between
to be close.
Falkirk and Imps for the top six.
Absolutely, it will. Is I've got some news from Huddersfield Town actually. Stefan, involves you, one of your players, Ryan Hardy, has been linked with him. Is now linked with a move to Huddersfield. Huddersfield are now leading the race now. So yeah, but he's like he was in talks with Bolton, but looks like he's now likely to make the deadline day move to the Aku Stadium as well. So yeah, so that will
That
hopefully.
again, that doesn't surprise me. That is a good move. It's going to be a really good move for Ryan Hardy.
Yeah, absolutely as well. Especially Huddersfield have been on good form the last three games under the new manager Liam Manning as well. You know, they've had 3-1-0 wins as well. So yeah, and then they try to fight for the playoff push as well. So yeah, I think that's a good move for him to go to Huddersfield.
Oh yeah, and I think you'll get game team. Maybe he'll get minutes, so that'll be good for him as well. You do you know for Ryan Hardy, he's never ever been involved in any Scotland setup of any kind
No, he hasn't.
in
Yeah.
his career, not even like at youth level or anything like that, which is pretty sad when you think about it. Because we've got all this untapped potential that we don't seem to use in Scotland.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely untapped potential as well. Yeah, and I think that's why I fit with the youth setup here in Scotland. It's the talent's there. It's just when they go across the other places like to England, it sometimes can make or break their careers, and it's more breaking their careers and not fit back into Scotland into the Scotland setup.
Very true. I would agree, but I just think that sometimes with these younger players, we miss a trick when it comes to like not giving them like a major game, but injury cover and things like that. We miss tricks.
Yeah, absolutely as well. So, uh, yeah, absolutely as well. I bet Reese is not going to be happy with Mateta's deals now off completely. It's
No,
just
he just posted in the chat, Mateta's off.
yeah, yeah.
Quite literally, that's what he posted.
He did as well. So I'll just keep eyes. So yeah, pretty much that's all that's been happening. But we talked about Mateta again. It's like I said, we expect how these deals are going to go. We'll see how over the next hour or so.
Yeah,
Nothing's going to further complicate it as well. But as I said, looking at the championship, the championship itself, Stefan. I know with your Exeter fan, who has been one of the big winners in the transfer window. I know you will say yourselves as well, but who do you think as well have done some really good signings in the championship?
really good signings in Championship. Um, that's a tough one because Birmingham's made some good signings.
Yep, they spent on Carlos Vicente for £7 million as well.
Uh,
Yeah,
Sheffield United.
yep, with it getting in, hopefully getting in Calvin Phillips as well, which is another deal. I think, yeah, I think Hull's done some excellent business as well.
Well,
Signing
apart, apart from Wrexham, Norwich have made some really good signings. They've only made a couple, but it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Absolutely it is as well. Yeah, I think with Hull makes some good signs. Signing Kieran Dowell from Rangers, Patton coming back from coming up from San Diego, Lewis Kumas joining from Liverpool as well. So yeah, some really good deals Hull have really done at the moment, and Millwall as well. Hate to say it because they've signed by Bannon for Sheffield Wednesday. Anthony Patterson, who's now left on loan from Sunderland, Tom Watson on loan from Brighton. So yeah, and they need, and I think hopefully can get another. They are one of the joint second fewest goals, so the hopefully they want to get another winger, another number 10 that will help. So we'll be interested to see what they do towards the end of the window and the end of
Yeah,
the deadline day today as well.
yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting over the next, I would say, 2 hours or so. Uh,
Absolutely as well. So what we have understand, Palace are still going to go ahead. This is Sammy Mogul from the BBC Sport. They're still going to go ahead with the Sean Larson deal as things stand. So, and also looks like as well, from BBC Sport, it'd be a huge surprise if Wolves get Che Adams deal done today.
Ooh.
So that,
Okay.
yeah, so two potential, one potential income and outgoing. It's going to be interesting where things are at the moment. Yeah.
Nice.
So
And
yeah,
we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled on that one because that's going to be a good deal to watch because if they get that over the line, Wolves, oh, it's going to be good.
yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see if they do get Chet Adams and Adam Armstrong both in together. If those deals are still going to happen. So yeah, yeah, absolutely. But let's look across the other parts of the. Like I said, not for much happening in League Two as much. It's been a little quiet, but the EFL League One side, I think, like I said, and Championship are hotting up a bit. But yes, we'll keep an eye on what's going to happen across Europe as well. There's some breaking news as well. You're not going to believe this, but I think Ronaldo, I heard that Cristiano Ronaldo is considered going on strike at Al Nassr because I think there was news today that he was got dropped or something. I heard today as well. So yeah, so Ronaldo's going on strike.
Yeah, I heard this.
I don't know
I
what to say. Yeah,
I heard this, and when I heard that, I was like, "You're joking me." It's just Ronaldo being Ronaldo, spitting his dummy out the pram, really.
absolutely, because Ronaldo is protested because of Karim Benzema's move. Because moves of Karim Benzema wants to leave Al Hilal due to some miscommunication issues. What's been going on? It's a lot of this is a domino effect that could happen not just with Benzema, but Ronaldo maybe wants to leave, as well. But
Of course. And you could easily see it happen, but for me, it would just be Ronaldo spitting his dummy out the pram again. I mean, it's typical Cristiano, to be honest.
yeah, he's the reason why he's unhappy with the management of Al Nassr by the Saudi Arabian PIF, who they're not receiving the same treatment because of Karim Benzema being treated unfairly, and with the lack of investment at Al Nassr, so yeah, Jorge Jesus made significant changes. He didn't choose Ronaldo. Ronaldo was not in the starting lineup, so looks like Al Nassr, so this is going to be interesting topic. But if there's something like this happens, is if he's going to strike due to the route because of the lack of spending, even though Al Nassr he pays him £500,000 per day.
Which is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
£500,000 per day, and he's spitting his dummy out the bloody pram. What planet is he living on?
I don't know, Stefan. I agree with you as well. It's just
If,
yeah,
if I had £500,000 per day, I would be bloody laughing all the way to the bank.
absolutely as well. Yeah, absolutely. I would as well, especially you get paid £500,000 per day. That's just it's ridiculous. It's spitting out the pram completely with that one. So
Yes, right out the pram. There's no other way to describe it.
absolutely as well. So yeah. So in terms of what's happening, Stefan, are we going to have a big summer of transfer because of the World Cup, especially with certain teams? Regardless with all the promotion race and the relegation battle as well. Are we
Yeah.
expecting another big summer again with all the transfer rumors coming through as well after today?
I'm expecting a big summer. I'm expecting the two Manchester clubs to be very busy in the summer. I'm expecting Arsenal to be busy in the summer. I'm expecting Chelsea to be busy in the summer. And Liverpool need to do a massive overhaul of their squad. But we traditionally we know that Liverpool do wait to the summer.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely as well. It'll be interesting what will happen in the summer for those big clubs as well, and potentially as well. Yeah, it's just what will happen coming the end of the season with if the teams are relegated. I'm going to say this: if West Ham does get relegated, if
Uh-huh.
is this going to be a big summer for them? Potentially, if they go over, if they get relegated to the Championship, they're going to
Yes.
have to sell so much of the key assets. Despite yes, they're going to have they've solidarity payments and they got owners who will back them, but is this going to be a bit huge summer for them where they are, regardless of where they are going to be, either in the Premier League or the Championship this summer?
Yeah, 100%. We'll need to strengthen. I wouldn't say too much because they'll be able to keep the majority of our squad because of the parachute payments, but we will need to strengthen if we want to bounce straight back up to the Premier League. Now, we all know the last time that with Liverpool, sorry, that West Ham was in the Championship, they bloody breezed it with 109 points, I think it was, or 101 points, something stupid like that. So we all know that they've got the potential because, let's be honest, if they go down, they're not going to be focused on the Virtue Trophy or the Carabao Cup or anything like that. They'll just want to focus on getting straight back up to the Premier League as champions.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like you say, last time we'd done it with a stupid amount of points.
Well, listen, last time they were in the Championship was back in, I think it was 2011-12, and they had to play.
I watched that league season, by the way.
Yeah, and it
they
was one of the Sam
they
Allardyce.
romped it.
Well, but they're not finishing the top two. They had to beat Blackpool in the playoff final as well. So it just shows,
but
yeah.
we did go down after that as well, let's be honest. And when you went down after that one,
Oh, after the first, yeah.
we romped it. And for the other teams going to the London Stadium or the Bowling Ground, as it was at the time, it was like a cup final for them each and every week. And their fans, it was a day out for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Just seeing here after whenever I got relegated back in 2003-4, and like I said, after that, and then they missed out on the playoff final after losing to Crystal Palace after the 2003-4 season, and then they got back after beat Preston, finishing sixth at the time, and then like I said, they got relegated in 2010-11 season where they had to beat they finished third. They took part of the playoffs as well. So since then, they've not been back in the championship since after the 2011-12 season when they had to beat bloody Blackpool at Wembley. Yeah,
I remember that Blackpool in the Premier League for one season.
Well, they could have stayed up on the last day, but you lot beat them on the last day of the season. So
yeah, we did. Yeah, I remember that. Definitely did.
So Axel Desai should now begin his West Ham medical. That has been confirmed by Sky Sports News. Sky Sports, he will be set to sign on loan. Despite he had interest from including AC Milan. So Desai begins his West Ham medical. He should be a West Ham player till the rest of the season on loan at the moment. So his medical is now underway.
Nice. And hopefully that won't take too long for him.
No, hopefully it should not take too long for him as well. I expect you don't know what happens in medicals. I can give you a story. I think you have to go back when George Boyd failed his medical due to his vision. I think he was. I don't know if he was he signed for Hull, but it was another club that he was going to sign for, and he got rejected because of the vision of his eyes. I remember a week later when he signed for Hull, and I was the student union president at my own college, and we were the sponsors at Huddersfield Town. And he scored against us, and I was in the private box, and I was with some friends, some colleagues from the whole college student union, and he did the celebration as well. He did the celebration of the glasses, of his visionary, So yeah. So those deals can go either way. Some bizarre, including the George Boyd's deal, which happened really, because he was supposed to join. That was it, Nottingham Forest now. And then he got rejected because of the vision, because he had to take his eye test without his contact lenses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it while we were off air, but Sky Sports News gave you an insight into how a medical works with Roman Kemp.
Yeah, I had not seen it, but I've seen the link for it, and yeah, it's quite interesting how the medical is work. So that's and everyone can understand it because the medical just thinks, oh, it's easy. No, it's a lot of intense to make sure you're fully fit. Make sure that there's nothing potential injuries that could happen. So yeah.
And it was just really quite interesting as to how a medical works because you don't know what goes on behind the scenes at all.
No.
You really don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And it was just super, super interesting. But I just wonder what dominoes are going to fall first because of this Mateta move.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting before when we finish in half an hour's time about what's going to happen. I just think deep down.
Well, we've got like another hour, Carl, before I need to go. So, plenty of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, that's a fair point. Then we'll at least got another hour. Then that's not too bad. Then so, yeah. But no, it's going to be quite interesting day. Keep an eye on all the sources, including Sky, BBC, and the Athletic as well, of what moves that could happen under the radar. Also, just got some news not too long ago that Aston Villa's Louis Barry in the League One team, he's set to rejoin Stoke City on loan for the remainder of the season. He had to return back to Villa last week due to his loan spell at Sheffield United was cut short due to injury, but he's had a very good relationship at Stockport across 2 loans since the club, scoring 25 goals in 46 appearances, and he should remain out for another month, but he should help Stockport's with the recovery to the club bid to win League One in the final weeks of the competition as well. So just to confirm, that Louis Barry from Aston Villa set to join Stockport County on loan for the remainder of the season as well. And also just got some news from Wrexham's side of things. Elliot Lee has now joined Doncaster Rovers on loan for the rest of the season. So yeah, this is going to be a busy day for Wrexham, like you said, Stefan as well. Like I said, not. Yep.
I mean, we knew about Elliot Lee for a while. We knew Elliot Lee was going to disembark the club. We just didn't know when. It was more a case of when rather than if. But good luck to Elliot Lee. He's done a good job for the club. He's been a great servant for us at Wrexham. And good luck to him.
Absolutely as well. Yeah, just see what's looking at. See some other stuff that's happened while we've been off the air. Let's see. Preston should make a permanent move for Andrew Moran, who was on loan previously at Stoke City and Blackburn Rovers. He was on loan in the US playing for Los Angeles FC. He should be joining from Brighton to Preston North End for £1 million plus add-ons as well. Just to hear that as well. Let's see. So yeah, Luca Nets should be joining a permanent deal from Butcher Gladbach. That fee is around £2 million as well. Also, even Forest had rejected an offer from Wolfsburg for centre back Mataro. That was a region of £17.3 million, €20 million. That deal was rejected. Like I said, Sky Sports have still decided that Forest still want to sign Anna Engels, but yet to make a third bid at this current time as well. So that could be another late potential deal could happen late in the fold in today as well.
Yeah.
But let's go across Europe, Stefan, and look at Spain. I will say Adama Lukman, this could be a good deal for Madrid because he's in agreement. He will be joining Diego Simeone for Adama Lukman from Atlanta. Again, this is a good deal that needs to be done. I know they've done some multiple deals over the last couple of seasons. I've had to go on Atlanta, but a good deal for Lukman to go to La Liga, play under Diego Simeone. Especially I've had to go. Yeah,
cracking deal for the guy.
Absolutely, yeah. Because like I said, Atletico, this is the first sign of the window after they sold Conor Gallagher, Rodrigo De Paul, Harry Garland, and Giacomo Rapadori, who are all latter who did join Atalanta.
Just
So
one second.
no worries, I do. You put that on mute. Yep. So that's fine. But we are keeping an eye, like I said, just the more stories coming through as well. So we'll keep an eye on the live updates every so often, up to the minute as well. And looking at here, nothing has come through from keep an eye on stuff. But like I said, we still got 3.5 hours to go, and there will be some more activity before, after. We'll keep an eye on that as well. So, because you think deals will be done by 7 o'clock? Not usually. If they can get the deal sheets in that time, we might see a couple of deals happening after the 7 o'clock deadline. If they can get the deal sheets in before the 7 p.m. deadline here in England, and also here in England and across Europe as well. Scottish transfer window doesn't close until 11 p.m. Spain at 10:59 p.m. as well. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of deals that could happen anytime soon. I would have thought as well. So keep an eye on that. We see that Bristol City have agreed a deal to sign Stonegrat's midfielder Tommy Havertz today. He's now the Slovenian international is on the plane to Bristol to finalize the Delhi Day move. He was waiting for the move to happen. So, yep, that deal is going to be close and done. And after the move for the summer had already agreed last month, but it looks like he's going to come in after Bristol City did make some outgoings as well. So, yeah, a lot to pan out with that one over the next couple of hours as well. Just got some Steam news. Ooh, nothing update. I thought there was a notification coming through. I thought there was something happening, but nothing is happening at the moment. So yeah, still keep an eye as well. And this, I do want to talk about Chelsea, Stefan. It's surprising that they've not made it income as they missed out on Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes. They've had to. Are you surprised that they're not, especially the centre backs injury record is not good at the moment? You surprised that they're letting Desiree go to West Ham, and especially we know that Jacket chose Liverpool over Chelsea. You surprised that Chelsea just missed and not disappointed in not signing the centre back in this window?
Yeah, I am actually, because I thought Chelsea would have been more active than they have been in this window, and especially when Desiree go to West Ham on loan. That was a bit of a surprise move. I think Chelsea need to spend big in the summer. Like I said, I know like the top 4 to top 6 English clubs don't really like doing their business in January, but if you need to, you need to. Simple fact.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you would think now with their links with Strasbourg being their sister club, you know what I mean? You could easily get somebody in from Strasbourg.
Aye. Absolutely. As well, I've got some news that's come from Athletic. Just out of Mikel Arteta's press conference just not too long ago, he said he will do it to bolster the squad. This is the thing. Former Arsenal midfielder Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has been training with the club since November, since leaving the former club, since that's in the summer. When he was asked about re-signing the 32-year-old, Arteta said we explore every option. So there could be an inkling that Oxlade-Chamberlain might be, might re-sign back with the club, with Arsenal some point soon. If that happens, if they explore all the other options.
Ooh, so we could see Chamberlain back in the Premier League again.
Yeah. He has not ruled it out, Arteta, Oxlade-Chamberlain signing.
Breaking news from Scotland. Apparently, Bolton Wanderers could be working on a move for Celtic, Johnny Kenny.
Whew, interesting. Celtic are really, outgoings as well. I know we're still waiting for their incoming deals to be done by 11 o'clock tonight, but that's
Do you
quite
know who
interesting.
that? Do you know who I think Celtic need to let go?
Give me your name.
Christian Nigren.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as well. I know it's not surprising with that as well. With
I
that,
I just don't think he's hit the heights.
no, and I think that just says a lot about Celtic's transfer policy they've done the last couple of years, where it has been declining a little bit. It's not surprising, and I know with John Kenny wanted to leave, leave last summer with Celtic rejected £500,000 bid from Bolton, but it looks like this is going to be a loan deal. So yeah,
Well, I won for Johnny Kenny is a good deal. Will get him more experience.
it will do. It will do. Potentially, it'll be good for him as well. Absolutely, because yeah, I just keep an eye on stuff. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, keep an eye on stuff as well. So, as I said, I just seen a Crystal Palace fan speaking on BBC iPlayers Transfer Deadline Day. He's about John Philippe Mateta's move. I think with John Philippe, it's tricky because he has been the best formula, but he hasn't been fully fit. If the move to AC Milan doesn't happen, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes alone now between anyway, someone like Juventus. Bringing in Sean Larson would be a good move, but he's had a good first half last season. But last season he wanted by Newcastle. So I wouldn't be against bringing him, but if he does come in, we need to find a solution elsewhere for Mateta.
And how's David Akintola has had offers from clubs in Turkey as well.
The whole player as well has had a little cut. He's been left out of the squad after the win against Blackburn over the weekend. But because there's extra time available this one, because the window in Turkey is open till Friday. So if the deal does not materialize, the winger will be reintegrated back into the whole squad if that deal does not happen by Friday. So we'll keep an eye on that. And I know Hull are working on a solution to find defender Brandon Williams before the window closes because the former Man United player has struggled for minutes since signing this summer. He has got 6 months left on his contract with a deal with a club option to extend it for 1 year as well.
But the James Wilson deal from Hearts to Arsenal or Tottenham, that was a very interesting one today.
It is. This was not unexpected. This you didn't figure that on your deadline day bingo. A Hearts player has been linked with two North London clubs at the same time.
You know the only reason he's been linked is because you're doing so well in the league and you're top of the table.
Yeah, and he's not getting the game time. Yeah,
that is purely the only reason if you're playing deadline day bingo as to why he's been linked with the clubs.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just surprising why would Tottenham want him anyway.
If you weren't doing so well, if you were third or fourth in the league, like you traditionally have been for the last 2 or 3 seasons now, they wouldn't have. Sorry to say it, but they wouldn't have touched him with a badge pole. Now, another interesting one for me is Warren Shankland. Shankland is a big one for me as well.
Yeah. It will be interesting with Shankland situation because I think with Shankland, yes, he's out for a good few weeks now at the moment, Stefan. I just think deep down, I would have waited. I know. So luckily, we got the strength we needed with Braga and Cabore scoring, this weekend, and Kizzy he's slowly get back to his scoring form because he hadn't scored for a while. I think that at the moment now, I think when Shankland goes back, probably towards before the end of the split, I think he's going to be vital. He'll be back in the starting 11 completely because he's a captain.
Yeah.
And I think with him signing that, he's still got 2.5 years left on his contract. So
yes, but it could be one for the summer.
It could be one for the summer, but I think the ship has sailed. The move to Rangers a couple of seasons ago is sailed.
That I don't agree with because he won't get minutes on the pitch.
No, exactly. I don't think I think the stats. I don't see him getting minutes at Rangers. not with Danny Rowe play the style of Danny Rowe playing. Do I see him? Because he wants to. Again, he wants to try to. He's broken the goal scoring record already for the SPF on the modern era, so he's broken that. I think for him, he wants to continue there. As it depends what his family wants, because I think that's been the vital part with how his family is, because his daughter is is a lot more happier, and he had to thought about a lot,
Yeah.
and especially with McInnes coming in was valuable to keep him at the club.
Oh yeah, and I think, as you say, McInnes has helped with that because I think under the previous manager, he wanted away. There was no.
I think
There was
it was
nobody in there.
it was a lack of the board. The board itself was probably the lack of the investment. We took a bit of time, and I think with what happened with on this with the last couple of managers under Neil Critchley and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
even yeah,
Let's just not talk about your Critchley era
no, that one is yeah, the less the
or
better to
your
talk about it.
Strudel era as well.
Yeah, Stindl era as well. I could say
Stindl,
one.
but I call him Strudel. Yeah, Daniel Stindl from
Yeah,
Barnes.
I know. And then
He
who else?
could be a suit for the Blackburn job actually.
Stendhal.
Yeah.
What's he doing now? He's at Hanover, in Germany. He's coaching the reserve team.
Well, there you go.
But I think no one's going to touch him because I think his highest winning percentage record, was actually at Hanover when he was managing for a season for a year with 50% win ratio. Then I think the one behind it was
Barnsley.
and that he had a 46% win percentage. But the Hearts was 29 win percentage. And then we tried Stephen Naismith. Look at that didn't work out. So
Nope.
yeah, I don't know how he got into the coaching staff for the national team with Steve Clark. I don't know how he got that in there. Got in there. So
It's not what you know, mate. It's who you know.
well, yeah, because he knows Steve Clark inside out, doesn't he? So yeah,
It definitely does. Like,
so yeah, but nothing like I said. Just like I said again, Arsenal being quiet in the transfer window. Yes, they let Nariri go to Ethan Nariri go to Marseille on loan as well. Despite what's going on at Marseille, we don't know how long it's going to be, if he's going to be there for. But just seeing it as well. But it's so much to digest at the moment with everything. And yeah, and just like I said, if Arsenal actively looking, why did they not? If they knew they were actively looking for someone, yes, I know it's so late because Mika Moreno got the injury, and yeah, but even Gyökeres has not been on good scoring form as well. So yeah, I think Arsenal. I can see Arsenal getting another striker in the summer. I don't know why, because they've been looking at Julian Alvarez from Atletico Madrid to do a potential swap deal with Gabriel Jesus. And Alvarez, we saw him playing at Man City, which I still to this day, I remember Ralph Rangnick told the Man United board, get Julian Alvarez because he's going to be on. And how much did Man City pay for him? Under 20 million euros.
yes,
And how much did Man City sold him for? Nearly over 100 million euros.
it's
And
crazy. It's crazy. So, breaking news from 1 minute ago for Forest fans is the bid for Nets has been accepted. So it's on to the medical now. That was from Anton Delouis of Sky Sports.
Lucas Ness
And
is
it's
super.
a £2 million bid for Lucas Nets.
Yeah,
So
especially
a very, very cheap deal for a good player.
yeah, he's been at Borussia Mönchengladbach for 5 years. He's had over 113 appearances in the league. So yeah, 120. Yeah, so he's done. Yeah, he's done. He's been a.
Just to give you a bit of context, Carl, the reason why it's so cheap is because he's into the final 6 months of his contract with the German club.
Yeah,
So
he is.
free to talk to other clubs around Europe.
He could have done. Yeah, I think Bayern Munich would be just happy to take the fee now, maybe because, like I said, he's in the last 6 months of his contract, which I agree. So yeah. Oh,
And
just got some
there's,
news. So
there's
just got
more
some
news
news.
come through as well.
Yeah,
I,
go
I,
on.
I don't know if it's the news that you were going to break, but Onzo is expected to
That
be
was
on
all
the
going to break. Yep,
female shortlist to replace Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, according to the Daily Telegraph.
yep.
Former Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca and Como boss says Fabregas reportedly complete the shortlist and City plans for life without Pep.
Yep. Can I
Whoa.
actually? I wanted to ask you this one, but while we're talking this subject, especially with Man City getting, didn't win, get the 3 points yesterday at Spurs yesterday, which
Yeah,
has been the issue. Do you think this is going to be Pep's last season at the Etihad? Because there's been a lot of talk, rumbles going on for quite a bit the last couple of
it's
weeks.
rumbling. It is rumbling. And if I was a betting man, which sometimes I am, I would say, yes. I had to think about that, but I would say yes. Because Pep's been there for 9, 10 years now. He's had about 3 or 4 squads, rebuilds. I think he's got the best he's going to get out of him, despite having the Norwegian man up front.
Yeah,
Um, even though he signed a nearly 10-year contract extension, Ellen Haaland,
yep,
uh,
he did.
it's most of it's not going to be under Pep, and that's just a way to look at it.
Just got some
Now,
breaking news actually from Anton Toulouse from Sky Sports. Not enough have made a third bid for Celtic midfielder Arne Engels, up worth to £25 million. The club will pay a guaranteed fee of 20 million plus 5 million in add-ons. So yeah, this
now, if Celtic don't take this, they are fucking stupid. Take the money. Just take the money and get a better player in over Arnie Engels. There's loads of players you could sign for £25 million. I don't know why they're so set on keeping Arnie Engels because he's not the be all and end all.
no, I don't. I agree. He's not the be and end. I know he scored 10 goals in all competitions last season. He's on 5 at the
Would
moment.
be 10 goals is nothing across 3 competitions. What's that? 3.5 goals each
Yeah.
per competition. Nah, nah. I mean, when he was brought to Celtic, he was made out to be this next big thing. No, I'm gonna make my mark on Celtic. I'm gonna make my mark on Scottish football. Not being funny, pal, but where's your mark?
It,
Where is
it
your mark?
Yeah, I would say I think because we coming through Club Bruges and I don't because he didn't play for the first team for Club Bruges because Club Bruges have got a very good youth career. I thought he didn't start there and then he went to Augsburg for the season. I just felt
Yeah,
like he did do his best. I think he struggled at Augsburg going to a bit of a sideways move. I thought with Celtic Redeemers, in a way, it's. I think if he stayed at Club moves a little bit longer, I think he would have had a big move by now. Not going to Augsburg, he would have gone somewhere else.
yep, here it comes. Yep, we broke it first. We're beating
Well,
Sky today.
The Sky Sports online team got away ahead before the TV, so we at least
Yeah,
got ahead of that. So
I
yeah,
mean, what is he? He's 20, 23, 25, something like that. He's got his whole career ahead of him.
22. Yeah, he's
I
22.
I think Nottingham Forest would be a great move for the guy. I think Sean Dyche will be able to get a tune out of him more than Martin O'Neill has, and that's no disrespect to Martin O'Neill at all, because I really like him as a manager and as a person, but I just don't think it's worked out for Arne Engels and Celtic. I really don't.
No, I could agree with you with that one. I think you know, yes, he broke his way to the Belgian and into the Belgian national team. Yes, but if he wants to prove himself the player that we thought the talent he had at Club Bruges, then he has to make the move now to try to solidify his place in the Belgian national team. Because when I look at the Belgian national team itself, and listen, he's got really got a lot of other strikers, a lot of midfielders and wing backs in front of him. Let's go with the names. Yori Tillemans in that squad, Nicholas Raskin,
Lukaku,
yeah. You got Lewis Openda. You got uh, I've got there's so much name. Maxim Cooper,
Jimmy Doku.
Jeremy Doku, yeah, Charles Dikete. He's got those players in front of him, and he needs to, if he wants to be in the regular squad a lot, especially he's a midfielder and a right back, because he could play either right back, midfielder, right winger. He has to prove himself with the players that he's playing in front of. He has to,
Ooh. Crystal Palace are exploring a late move to sign the White Gale from Everton.
Yep, that is what I mentioned early on. I thought they would go in for him because I know he's been if now not first trying to get Engels in. I think they will end of the interest on Dwight McNeil. It looks like the end of the interest as well. So yeah, but going back to Engels, he's got players in front of it. He's got Fofana who at Lyon who can play up front on the wing. You got Onana. There's players in front of him, the way ahead of him. He has to prove himself. Maybe going to someone like Nottingham Forest, I think it will excel him if he wants to keep his position in that team for the next couple of years. So yeah,
agreed.
So just hear that Everton will not sanction the loan move for Dwight McNeil, despite the interest from Crystal Palace. So yeah, I think because Everton will only want.
They want a permanent move. Yeah, they want a permanent move. I think it's all to do with PSR and financial constraints to reduce the wage bill. So
yeah, absolutely as well. Yeah, so because like I said, I think Palace will pay up to £20 million for him if that's going to happen.
Well, we could afford. Well, I say we could afford that, but we've just spent 48 million on what I think is a 15 to 18 million pound player at best. And Stan Larson potentially, because even though he's completed his medical, like you've said, no contract's been signed, no pen's been put to the dotted line, so that one could still get churned up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just thinking about something else as well, because with the situation with Palace at the moment, because they've had to sell big, they've had to sell Eze to Arsenal for a huge amount of money. Gray in his last year of his contract for 2020. It's just like I said, Palace have not been, have really, especially with all the Glasgow what's been going on. Now we're hearing that Celtic are now mulling over the £25 million offer.
We need to,
especially now. This is now come back now of an improved offer, and we did have a feeling this was going to happen. I think they will have to think it over now.
Seriously think, Celtic. I implore you, think about this and invest the 25 million wisely into your squad. Make a push.
If they do, that's the questionable part.
Well, yeah, okay, if they do, but I'm sure they will, because it is Celtic. Now, for that, you could easily get 2, 3, 4 high-class players through the door. I mean, remember the transfer window when they got Samaras and co. That was a great window for them, just
about, it was.
10, 12 years ago now.
Yeah, it was actually. I forgot about that view.
And I remember that because Giorgio Samaras was so tall, he hit his head off the sign at Celtic Park.
That's true. Yeah.
He gave it a dunt, which was quite good, actually, to be fair. Well, it didn't do no sense in him. Because he scored against every team in the league.
Absolutely. Yeah, because... Yeah, I think, like I said, I think Celtic needs to now take this offer. I think you can't get any more bigger offers than that now.
I reckon this might be a little bit more than 25 million. I reckon it could be 25 million plus add-ons.
Yeah, I did say it was about 20 plus 5 million add-ons, but I think you're right. I think it could be a little bit more than to this. I really do, you know. So yeah, it'd be interested as well. I'd be interested what that final transfer fee is going to be. But I
I
think,
reckon it'll be upwards of 28 million pounds.
yeah, I would group. Yeah, probably 28 initial plus 5. Yeah, I
Because
think that's
it says worth 20, 25 million plus.
yeah. That would work. I think that would be a good deal. Actually, I've just seen. So because of Patrick Douglas' injury, the Manchester defender Terrell Masia will remain at the club after initially being part of Amrin's bomb squad in the summer. So it looks like he was going to be leaving this month.
I mean, it was bomb squad. That was a crack.
Yeah. So why did Amrin and Amrin and Maresca had these bomb squads crap that I just
Apparently, Chelsea had one. Apparently,
yeah, Chelsea did have one with Dix with Sterling was in that. So
yeah, Sterling was in it. I think Tottenham's got a bit of a bomb squad, to be fair.
yeah, true. So just got some news from the Athletic actually about the situation with Josh Sargent. So given the MLS teams are no rush, he can still move away from Norwich. But like I said, Norwich have signed Mohamed Toure, the Australian international from Danish side Randers, on a 4.5 deal. So just in case if Sargent does go, again, he had high interest from Leeds last summer as well as some other clubs. Now he wants to go back to the US, but he's going to be settled to play for Toronto FC. You surprised that this deal? Well, especially the MLS teams don't have to wait the end of the deadline day not till next week. It gives them time to get the play in anyway, so they're not rushing on this one.
It's a surprise. A surprise for me because when you think the World Cup is just around the corner, if he has any hope of going to the World Cup,
he will do. He's on that. He's always in it. He's been in that team under Pochettino. So
I know, but every player needs minutes. But
yeah.
I can totally understand if it's for family reasons why he wants to go back. Maybe something's happened in the background that we're sure of.
Well, sure, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I can totally understand that, but from a playing perspective, I can't get my head around it.
Well, here's the thing, right, Stefan, because he has been playing over in Europe since 10 years ago, for over 10 years now.
Well, there's your answer. The answer to me is homesickness.
Yeah, because he was at Werder Bremen from 2017 until 2021. So
I would have liked to have seen him in Scotland too. To be fair,
I think with what he saw, I couldn't see him being in Scotland playing for Celtic or Rangers. I think it would have been hard in a way. So I think it would have been tough with his fees, especially how much what Toronto FC are going to pay him. Then I don't think you wouldn't compete against them.
Do we know what the reported wages per week?
I can get it up on the transfer market. Give me a second. Yeah, let me have a look actually, because I think he was one of the highest earners at Norwich. So give me a second. Okay, I've got it here. Let me just see his wages. Let me find his wages. Okay. His value is like 20 million euros. So that was his value. So let's see salary. So he's earning. I think he's one of the highest earners. I think on 25 grand a week.
$25,000 a week. Wow.
He's the joint second highest paid at Norwich City.
So, from Norwich's point of view, they'll want to get him off the books as well, you see.
Well, kind of, yeah. In that sense, yeah, they do.
I'm sure it's not for PSR reasons.
No. I don't think it is. No, I don't think it is. I think Norwich are fine because of the new ownership, and they are trying to, because they do look at the young academy players. But I think the family reasons does make more sense because he's been playing in Europe for so long, because he never played for an MLS team before he made the move. He never did.
No.
So,
which was a bit strange, to be honest, considering he's from there.
Yeah, well, because so what happened was, a lot of German clubs, look at they are a big contingent of American players, especially at the early in their career. So he was, he spent he spent a couple of weeks. He did train with a PSV Eindhoven for a bit on a week training spell, and at Schalke as well. So he has had a lot of potential on him for a long time. So he never got a chance to play. He never got a chance to play for any MLS club. So, and especially because he's from Missouri and Toronto is just not too far, I think he's still got family in Missouri. So I think it makes sense for him to, because I think, like you said, because he lived in Florida for quite a bit as well.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I think he was part of the IMG Academy. So that's why I think now to make the move back home, going back home makes sense for him.
Yep.
So I wouldn't. This is why I'm thinking he will be one of the highest earners at Toronto if that deal does happen.
And you can't blame him for wanting to go back home and give it a try.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, he has been playing abroad since he was 16, 17, a very young age. So, sometimes when you've been away for so long, you have to make a decision for a family. And he's got 3 kids. So maybe his kids wants to have his kids grow back in the US, so
I think it's something to do with that. I really do.
Yeah, I do as well. I had a feeling, because I know he's now, he's had 3 kids since before for the last couple of years. So I think this is the time now for him to make them, to move back home. And this is what the Athletic did say something about this as well, because after, what happened with that a couple of weeks ago, he was sent to train with the under-21s at Norwich, so. And that's the reason was because of the family reasons, and that's why Clermont had to really drop him, And I can understand why, because he left at 18 to have start his career in Europe. So, yeah, and also there is a relegation clause in his deal if Norwich were to drop that to League One, and I think that's why they had to make the move now. If so they don't lose any potential. So because for what I heard 2 years ago, FC Cincinnati made a bid of $20 million, and then somehow last summer Wolfsburg made a £28 million bid for him, and that fell down for personal reasons.
Okay.
And especially because he's been falling out of favor at the moment, like you just said. He's behind Florian Bango, Ricardo Pepi, Haji Wright, and Patrick Angan in the pecking order. He has to move it back to the States. Needs to work for him if he can get into that squad.
100%.
So
I mean, he's going to be in the squad anyway. We know that, right? He's going to be in the squad.
Yeah, he's going to be in the squad, no doubt. Because I think that with the expanded World Cup, he's going to be in the squad. But I don't think he will start a bunch ahead of the players I've mentioned.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, no. So recently, just had his third child just before all this happened. So this is now the change. Now, yeah, it's happened. But I've just got news from Sky Sports from Video Connor. Jeremy Jacquet's medical's underway now at Liverpool. So yeah. So that's going to happen. And then, like I said, he will join in the summer. He's not joining. He's not going back on loan to Red. Yeah, there's just these all the terms have been agreed. So his contract will start at the start of the summer of the new financial year. So just to be unclear on that one perspective as well.
Nice. And there's news coming in from Wolves.
All right. Hopefully, it's regarding with either Strand Larson or with either Che Adams or Adam Armstrong.
Strong last move still going ahead.
So that looks like Leeds are going to miss out. Then it's not a surprise. So yeah.
Adam Armstrong's having his medical.
Yeah, it's not surprised with that one of that happening. So yeah, it'll be interesting how that's gonna pan down with that. But yeah, it's unfortunately, it's not surprising with Mateta. How does Palace deal with three strikers, especially with Mateta? If Mateta doesn't,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
because how are we going to do this if Mateta doesn't get a move away today? He's still going to be there. What are we going to do? Make him train with the under-21s?
It's it's a conundrum for Palace what they do, especially for the rest of the season now. Because I'm just I'm looking at this squad now, and especially with the players they've got, you've got Brennan, you got Brennan Johnson. They can play up front. You got Uche, who's from Getafe, can play up front as well. Because they're going to buy him at the end after the end of the season with obligation to buy as well. They've got Yermi Pino as well, who's a very good who can play up front. Eddie Nikitea. That squad is going to be bloated with strikers up front.
Yep. James Rangers he was just about to break some news in the camera field, the sound field at Crystal Palace. Yeah.
All right, well, hopefully we'll get that coming through on the ticket as well. So, yeah, they've got to deal with this situation. How they play all three of them up front. This is going to be, yeah.
It's going to be very, very interesting because the dominoes are definitely starting to fall because the Strand Larson medical is still going ahead at Crystal Palace, so he's coming in, and it's just going to be full to the brim. What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's full to the brim completely. I don't know. It's something I'm just thinking they need another centre back, and that's something I think they need to do because I think when you get Lacroix and Richards, and the only centre back Perez with Chaddy Ride as well, who's only 22, who's only played 2 games for Palace since he joined 2 years ago. He's not had a lot of game time as well. So
yeah.
What does Palace do in this situation? I do not know. So, yeah, it's so much ifs and buts.
It's going to be interesting over the next couple of hours. It definitely is.
It will be. It will be as well. So,
100% because what's going to happen up at Wolves? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the question. What's going to happen to Wolves is another questionable point as well. So, yeah, but I don't know. The reason why Milan wanted Mateta because Nkunku's been inconsistent since he made the move to Chelsea permanent. Christian Pulisic and Rafael are out on the face time of the sidelines. Guimaraes, who did join, Santi Guimaraes, he's not been good enough for that's why they need another striker because they got Fulkrug on loan. So, I think it's not the end of the world for AC Milan because they know they're out. If they got Mateta, they would have been in the title race. But because of that has happened, I don't think they are in a well placed return for the Champions League spots this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, I think I'm surprised Leeds have not looked at Santi Santi Gimenez, because he's another player that could have helped up front anyway, especially because he joined from Feyenoord as well. He's had a torrid time at AC Milan. He's only scored 5 goals this season, so.
Oh yeah.
And even AC Milan signed him for 32 million euros. So surprisingly, Leeds have not gone in to try to get a loan deal like him that could suit.
Well, you never know. There's still time.
I don't knowing Leeds, Stefan. I don't think we'll be signing anyone at this moment. It's not going to happen. And this is Leeds have always been not one of those teams that leave things. They just don't bother. They see something and then realize they're not interested. They try not to bid, to put themselves. Actually, not to break the PSR rules. That's what it is. They just don't want to do that. They don't want to oblige to do that because they know what happened to Forest. Because look at what Forest did and they got into Europe last season. But Leeds are not one of those teams who would like to do that. Not with our owners.
Which is just very strange to me.
Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and take the risk, and even just make take the points deduction if you do stay up, and then you can claw those points back. It could be like 10-point deduction, probably like 5 or 6. You can claw those back easily.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just getting on the 2 hours and 50 minutes to go before deadline day closes at 7 p.m. here in England and across Europe, 11 p.m. in Scotland and 10:59 in Spain. We're keeping an eye with. There's a lot more stuff. We were still
10:59.
I think they've always had that for a long time. For some reason, they like to to make sure don't close at midnight, so because they want to go home and go rest. So.
I get that, but
yeah, I know.
It's strange. Why not just say 10 p.m., which would be 11 p.m. Spanish time?
Yeah, that could be better. Yeah,
I think so.
We'll never know. We'll never know anyway. So, yeah.
Rather than just having all this stuff and it's crazy.
Do you know what? At some point, I would like to ask a Spanish football expert. At some point, what is why is it 10:59? So we'll get to understand the reasons of it. Yeah. So, hi Neil. Thank you
to find out.
Hi. Thanks for messaging in. So yeah, we've not got too long. We've at least got 20 minutes to go before you go to your other.
Yes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, so we'll be off for another 20 minutes at least, and then we'll be back on. I'm going to say 6:30 to be honest as well. Just got news from the Championship with regards to Southampton. They have confirmed that the defender Amelberg Kotchap's loan to move to Hellas Verona has been made permanent now. So he has now left Southampton off the Southampton books. He's now joined Hellas Verona on a permanent deal.
Good move, that.
Yeah, he was labelled as the next big thing by big clubs a couple of years ago to Germany. It's just not lived up to his expectations.
That's the thing, it doesn't work out at every club, though.
Hello, Doug. Hey, Doug, how you doing? Doug, we will see you later on tonight once we're back on for the evening session as well to talk about the transfer window stuff, and we'll probably talk about Livingston as well, what's been going on as well, because I think we need to discuss what they've been. So, yeah, we talked about the Ismail early on, myself and Stefan, which was not surprising, especially one win in 11 games. It's not good enough, so, yeah.
Yeah, it's not surprising at all.
Yeah, not surprising at all.
No.
So, no, not really surprising at all.
It won't be the last Championship managerial sacking before the end of the season anyway.
No, I think there will be more coming up sooner than later.
That's just my opinion, though.
But it tends to happen. It always tends to happen around it. Yeah. So
it definitely tends to happen, and I think it will. I think the next manager that could potentially go could be Eric Ramsey.
he's a manager under pressure now, especially coming in from because he's Welsh, and people think he's American, but no, he's Welsh, but he's because he's managing over in
And
the States. I
yes,
just want,
because
yeah,
before he came over to West Brom, I had no clue who he was. To me, it was just a Joe Blog off the street. Because
aye,
again, it's a bit like Voldemort coming from the MLS, coming to England on this occasion.
yeah, because
But
he was part of Ollie's coaching at Manchester United, wasn't it? Because he was part of the player development coach. So which I didn't know about until now, because I knew he was at Man United, but I didn't know what his role was. So
and yeah, Blackburn are definitely free fall. Hi, Douglas, by the way. Good to see you, buddy.
yeah,
But yeah, but no, I think Eric Ramsey could be the next managerial sacking sooner rather than later because that performance against Pompey on Saturday was woeful by them. Absolutely woeful.
yeah, it was very awful. So, when I heard about the result, I was like, I'm not surprised at this because he has, the way he has been coming into the club, and especially because we remember this that West Brom got American owners in. So I just don't know what made that decision to get him from Minnesota United.
I don't either because he's not really had a proven pedigree as a manager. So, like, outright, apart from Minnesota United, he's been parts of playing squads, but he's not really had his own squad to put his eye over, if that makes sense at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, I
I,
agree with that one.
I think for clubs to take on these punts, these managerial punts, they're clearly not working.
Clear not working at all. Actually, I've got some news for you, Stefan. Hibs have made a permanent signing for Felix Passalat from Bochum. He's now joined for undisclosed fee, pending a 3.5 year contract that will keep up the club till June 2029. He can play anywhere on the right flank. He becomes his fourth signing in the January window.
Felix Vocum, did you say?
Yeah, Felix Passalat from from Bochum. Yeah,
From Bochum, Felix
yeah.
Pascal. We'll need to see what he's like at least. Uh,
He made his young, yeah. He was the youngest German scorer in the Champions League for Borussia Dortmund against Liga Warsaw in 2016.
it sounds like he's got a bit more pedigree than the League of Ireland behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No
absolutely. Yeah,
disrespect to their young striker, but it just sounds as though he's got more uh, pedigree behind him.
absolutely as well. So Anthony Joseph from Sky Sports has said, you know, Forest Bibb will be tempting for Celtic. So Celtic will be left with a difficult decision to make if they decide to sell Engels now, because this is now changed dramatically, because this is now reaching the territory of Celtic record sale.
Yes, it's getting ridiculous actually. Oh, here we go. Tottenham's James joins Cardiff.
Yep, Herbie James has joined Cardiff on a permanent transfer as well. Cardiff have done, we kind of been top of the table. They are really have been like they've been doing quite well despite the ownership they have at the moment. But
Yeah.
yeah, nothing much. Yeah, like I said,
Here's some done deals from Scotland.
yep. Go ahead.
Aber-
So
Aberdeen have got a done deal.
yeah, I think that was we due to him, so making that done deal as well. I'm just hearing that it looks like now it's the Che Adams deal to Wolves. It looks very very thin now. They've run out of time now to get all this done.
Who's deal to Wolves?
Che Adams.
Oh, they've left it too late.
It looks like they've run out of time. It's gonna this within the last 2.25 hours. It's gonna be impossible.
They've definitely left it too late.
Yeah. I agree. They've left it quite too late on this one.
Analyst says Forest bid will be tempting for Celtic.
I
I
That's
quite
what I was
believe
reading as well. Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is funny. Here we go. And I quote, Martin O'Neill says he would accept bids for Aaron Engels to be rebuffed, but joked the board would intervene if they received an offer of 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't 100 million, but nearing the territory of a record sale for Celtic. Engels has played 37 games for Celtic this season. He scored 5 goals and provided 7 assists, but remains an integral part of the Belgian international team.
Exactly.
But
Listen.
it does go on to say, with so little time left in the window to find a replacement, Celtic have been left with a difficult decision to make.
Yep. That's what I was reading off on that. On I know you just got your live page come up with it. That's what I was reading as well, just about seconds ago as well. So not to moments ago. So that is interesting. That gives it doesn't give Celtic a lot of time on this now or what they do if they can get a replacement, which is going to be impossible.
Yeah, it is now because there's 2 hours 41 minutes left now to get a replacement, to get the medical done, to get them flight up to Glasgow.
Well, if the players from London, if it plays from London, I think Celtic have got offices in London, so that would not be the worry if that scenario.
Okay. You hope they've got offices in London.
No, a lot of Scottish clubs have a lot of clubs across Europe have got offices in London. If they're getting to deal with a player across England or Scotland, they are London offices there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's why AC Milan had offices in London, not just in Paris, also in London, just in case there's someone that can get a deal done right there. Yeah.
Right in, yeah.
Yeah.
See, Adams' deal is basically dead in the water.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
There's no way that can be resurrected, surely.
To
I
fly,
mean,
to
I
fly
know
him
all
for
about
free.
deadline day surprises, but this would be a joke.
Yeah, surprised because you got Torino is about 3 hours flight from 2.5 3 hours
Like
flight.
plane.
Yeah, so that's going to be difficult to get that. Yeah,
If he left now, that would leave 9 minutes to get everything done.
exactly.
9 minutes, unless they can submit a deal sheet between all parties, which would give them an extra 2 hours. Has that been done? We don't know.
I don't think it will. I can't see it will because I think with Wolves' situation up there, they're up the front because I think they're not had a good replacement. They're not. I think ever since Raul Jimenez left the club, I don't think they've really found that number 9 after that.
No, I would agree. And Raul Jimenez is having a brilliant season in Fulham, let's be honest.
Yeah, and despite he's in his early, he's now coming to his early to mid 30s. Jimenez is still can excel when he doesn't have the pace like he used to, but he can still score. So I'm just looking at so Strand Larson leaves. So it's Wang Yi-chan, Rodrigo Gomez, and also Jon Harris are the only recognized strikers up front. So this is the situation now. What does Wolves do if they can't get Che Adams in?
That jigsaw effect, that domino effect that was on about, guys.
Yeah, and here's the thing, because they let Sasha Klasnik, who they made a big signing 3 seasons ago.
Our chefs in the studio, guys, hold us in.
Aye. So hopefully Lasik He's good, yeah, because he's going to last. So there's issues with that one. What does Wolves do with this one? So I just think they've kind of if Les Fowler's and Got are not getting a replacement in, they shot themselves in the foot. So and I
Yes.
think for what Wolves will be saying with Strand Larson, since the Newcastle bid last summer, he has not been the same since then. His head's got
No.
turned because I think he would have been a Newcastle player now if Newcastle did get Nick Voltemard, and look what happened. So you see that has affected him since then, yeah, and only because for what I've been told, it only makes a £90 million profit for Wolves. That's all that's going to happen.
Yep. 7 minutes ago, Calvert, potential outgoing at Manchester United. Uh,
All right.
Bayern Cherry is set for a loan to Rotherham from Manchester United. Gabriel Bayern Cherry is close to joining League One side Rotherham United on loan till the end of the season. The 19-year-old has attracted interest from around Europe, including Real Betis, but believes Rotherham is seen as a step up for his development.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised he's not going to Real Betis because Real Betis are a very good club. Really, and especially how Anthony, your former player Anthony, who was, let's say, biggest waste for money, he's redeemed himself at Betis. He's done quite well.
He has. He
Yeah.
has. And I'm surprised that the boy didn't take a move to Real Betis either.
Yeah.
Mean, where would you like to go? A nice holiday in Spain for 6 months or rainy Rotherham?
I would have taken the 6 moves in Seville because you're getting good vibes there. You got a very good manager, Manuel Pellegrini. Yes, I know. He's doing a good job at Real Betis.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm just surprised he's decided to go to Rotherham, which is the last place that Ant hates so much. He has a thing about Rotherham, so yeah.
I wonder if you'll come on tonight.
Well, if I send it in the group chat link, because I think Michael's working tonight, so I know Michael works.
Mike Bowers is going to the football.
Yes, he is because it's Sunday against Burnley tonight, so he won't be on. So yeah, I forgot about that.
I said to him last night, "Do you think you'll beat Burnley?" He said, "Yeah, I think it'll be tight, but I think we'll win 1 or 2 now."
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be interesting because, like I said, because they're not only making the signing of bringing in one of the players that could go to replace a Dingra. I think it's good business for Sunderland because they let Daniel go. They've kept one of the left backs that was linked to Liverpool. Yeah. So they've done some good business.
I just wonder whether he'll be unveiled at half time tonight in front of fans. This new boy,
I think he will be unveiled. I'll get the name again. I'll bring it up. So just we saw earlier on as well.
It was £17.2 million.
Aye. I think he will be unveiled tonight. I think I think it'll be half time. It'll be interesting, or before the start of the game.
Yes,
if one of the other. So, but because he's having his medical not in Sunderland. So yeah, for Nelson Angulo, I think he will overseas, but I think they'll announce that deal least at halftime tonight, even though he's having his medical overseas.
Yeah,
but the deal should be announced.
Yeah. I think Championship move wise, Calvin Phillips to Sheffield United, that was a big one.
I think it's huge for him.
Signing Patrick Bamford earlier in the window as well. Making a real sort of statement of intent that they want to push up the table and not languish where they are.
I think the new ownership have got themselves to blame for the way they started the season on the Ruben Sellers, the way they looked at going through looking at the transfers through AI and data. You can't do that. And they were still paying off Chris Wilder, and you were asked him to come back when you gave him a contract extension before end of last season.
Exactly. It's just baffling how the managerial merry-go-round works. But just to go back to Doug's earlier point, Doug, if you're still watching, the potential replacements for Ismail Vitalin are or Vitaly Ismail, sorry, are Tony Mowbray and Slavan Bilic at the moment. So what do you think of that, Doug? For
Yeah, if
Black,
he's still on, I'll get with. If he's on with us tonight, we'll get his take on that. Yeah, because looking at Sheffield United, they faced 36 points, and the the,
we
the
probably
actual low points behind yourselves at
yeah,
Wrexham. Can you
yeah,
even call that with a game with a game in hand? I don't think so.
no, no. I mean, um, Sheffield United need at least another 14 points to be safe in the championship next season. At least.
At least, yeah, at
Well,
least.
6 points behind you know who in sixth. That's how tight and crazy the championship is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Now,
that
now,
Oxford's not even as well. So
now we've got Millwall at the weekend.
yeah,
We've got Millwall. I think it's at the Den. I'm not.
it is.
Yeah, it's at the Den. Then we've got Ipswich twice, once in the FA Cup and once at the race course.
Yeah,
Then we've got Annie's Bristol at Aston Gate.
yeah, we do. Yeah,
The
God.
weekend after. So if Bristol lose that on that weekend's championship review, I'm going to be dancing, and Annie will be like a bear with a sore flipping head.
Oh God. Yeah, he'll definitely want to talk to you from there. I can tell you that one.
The best one you can hope for, Carl, is a draw.
Well, that's a fair point.
Because then everybody will be okay.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. Anyway,
Because if we beat Millwall on Saturday, we go above them on goal difference.
that's true. Yeah, he will do. He will do.
I will repeat that. Fifth,
Aye,
fifth,
aye.
fifth. And if we've got Keeler done and Kiefer Moore up front, oh yeah.
Well, just as we're about to finish off now, so that's how far. I've just got news that Leicester have announced a loan sign of Joe Aguero from Southampton until the end of the season as well.
I don't know if that's a good move for him, to be honest.
He's only scored once in the last 7 periods for Southampton this season, so it is it's dire straits at King Power Stadium. I'm not gonna lie, anyway.
They're just picking names out of a hat and going for them, I think, with a big fishing rod.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. So anyway, so
it's a bit like the classic hookah duck, but Leicester City style.
Aye, exactly. Stefan, we're gonna let you go and go do your overall. So we will see you later on tonight on the
evening. You will
talk
about
the post.
20 plus 8:30. I'll be back on the channel.
Yep, and we'll talk about the post transfer deadline day with all the stuff. We know that Scotland will still be open, so we'll keep an eye on
and
Scotland
don't forget about the deal sheets too, lads.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stefan. Listen, we'll be back on around about 6:30, maybe just to go for the final half hour. We'll see anyway, but keep an eye on here when we go live again here on the Totally Home Football Podcast. Myself, we'll have Reese joining us tonight. We'll have Doug joining us as well. So, and I'll ask for Reese to send it to all these to Nathan and the other guys that they want to join as well. But yes, thank you for everyone for watching for this last nearly 2 hours.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
But we'll see you guys at around about 6:30. So we are having a final break before the final stretch, which is now to the big last hour of the transfer window. So we'll see you guys later on. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.